All right, we're gonna try this. This is my second video. Hopefully this one's a lot better. 2011, oh, that's nasty. 2011 Kia Optima ball joint replacement on both sides. I'm only gonna really video one side, and the tie rod end replacement. So first things first, I got it up. You can see in the video, got a little jack stand under it, emergency brake set, and we're good to go. We start out with just taking the wheel off. Take the wheel off and set it aside. This is my daughter's car. She's kind of hard on brakes, so that's what I'm looking at right now. So anyway, what we're going to be looking at is the lower ball joint on both sides. See if I can get you in here and get a better picture of it. This is it right here. So we've got these two bolts here and one right here we got to take out. Kingpin on the top of that, and then the retaining pin for the ball joint. This right here is what holds it up into the knuckle. And I thought it had a kingpin, but it's a kingpin on the other side. So we'll be right back with you. All right, sorry about the noise in the background. It's a fan going. It's fairly hot, but we'll get back to it. I pulled the wheels off. I noticed it's going to need brakes as well, so I went ahead and pulled the rotors off and the calipers and everything and got it out of the way. Just make it a whole lot easier to do. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is here. This is the knuckle. Right in here for the where the ball joint goes in. I'm just going to straighten out that cotter pin that's in there. So that I can pull it out. See if I can get it out from the top right there. Squeeze that pin together a little more. Sometimes you can even push it out from the bottom. Oh, it just bent worse. Got to try to get it as straight in there as you can. Just my experience. I'll get on something right here that I can lock onto it with and pull it on out. Get a better grip. It's coming out slowly. booger right there. I'm trying not to tear it up to get it out. Because I really want to use it again. There it is. Got it out, and I believe that is a, we're gonna look, that's a 17 right there. That may actually be an 18. It is a 19. So I got my 19 on it and a breaker bar. Just holding it on the other side, make sure it's not spinning. It's not. All right, I got my knuckle pin out. You can see it's got these holes all in it all the way around. That's so that when you get that nut on there as tight as you can put your cotter pin back in it. So next I'm going to remove these lower bolts. So you got two nuts right here, and then you got a bolt. So we get a better grip on it. Holy smokes, they're tight. Now let me see if I can. I don't know if my impact will fit under here, but we're gonna find out. And it will. That made it so much easier. I'm gonna go ahead and leave that bolt back in there. And what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna go ahead and pause the video while I do this, but just to kind of show you, I'm gonna back it up back here a little bit. I've got a, it's called a fork ball joint remover tool. And it's gonna be loud, but I'm gonna stick it right in here where all this is. Right in the way of that heat shield right there. And I'm gonna be beating on it with a hammer. It's gonna be really loud, so, well, I say I am. I'm just pushing it in by hand. And pulling that ball joint, it's ready to come out. Don't need to do that. So then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and undo all these. Get all those. This is gonna be probably the hardest part, is separating the ball joint. Right there. Again, I'm gonna use some air. And a tool. Hopefully it'll fit under here, and it does. And I'll show you why I'm going to use this in a little bit when I get it out, but there we go. That's what I was trying to do. Separate that right there. It's coming out. Actually, gotta put another pry bar in there. Give myself some leverage. Let's see if I can. I don't think I can get anything down in there. Because down in that knuckle, it's just hard to get something in there to it. Maybe I shouldn't have pulled the ball joint all the way loose beforehand. I don't know. Oh yeah, it's moving. Let me try this and see if I can knock it down with that air tool. Oh yeah, it's coming out. Just a little more. There it is. So there's our ball joint. That thing is just wore out right there. And the reason I use that air tool is you might not be able to see it. On the bottom of those bolts there's a spline, and that actually seats into the bottom of that A-arm. So I'm going to pause it and get everything ready to go back together. All right, I'm back. Again, we're going, this is the reverse. Again, just to be up front here, I've never done this, so it's my first time as well. I know I'm gonna get some comments about how I was doing it wrong. I've read enough YouTube comments, but feel free to put your own video up and show me how to do it right. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick that back up in there, and I'm gonna just tap it lightly. And it ought to be pretty close. It's getting there. Almost. Then I'm tapping it on the outside edges because that bearing cup does stick down below, and I don't want to hit that and hurt it. All right. So I've got that in. And just to make sure everything stays kind of where it's supposed to, I'm going to go ahead and stick the bolt back in. And I mean, you see me using basically using a hammer to, that pin was almost in the exact spot, but it wasn't perfect. So it won't go in there unless your ball joint is all the way up in there like it's supposed to be. All right. Now, I'm gonna have to sit up right to do this. All right. Yeah, that's a lot easier. This ball joint articulates so many different directions. You got to get it just right. All right. Now I'm gonna get back down there and work it in. So it's dropped that in there, and what I'm gonna do is get this back one started and get it kind of snugged up in there. And these front ones, remember, they have those splines that go down into the A-arm a little bit. And that's really just kind of hold everything there. So I'm not going to tighten them with my impact, but I am going to zip everything up in there. Oh, that's a different size. Going back on. Okay. I don't think this is the right one. Yep, it is. So, and then that one is quite a bit smaller. So, that's tight. And I am going to try to go ahead and zip these others up on there and just see. I'm watching the top side of it to make sure it doesn't spin. No, and it's tight. It didn't spin. One last time. And there it is. The ball joint is in there. I'm going to go ahead and tighten up my knuckle right here. Plenty of room for my pin, and I may have to straighten the pin to get it back in there, but I may not. I'm gonna go through like this. There it is. And just roll that pin all the way around. You can actually do it with your hands. And there's your ball joint replacement. I'm going to go ahead and put brakes on this and put it back together. The other side's the exact same way. I hope you learned something. And I know I did. So appreciate you watching. Thanks a lot.